Next up, we have Danse de la Mer des Son by Camellia Official, featured in the tria.os, Geometry Dash, Osu games, Roblox, all those things. So, if you, yeah, once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, all that good stuff. Disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track ever, so I will be pausing and speaking and talking a lot, as I will be pointing things out and explaining things as I realize them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. I already stumbled upon my words, I already got interrupted. Whatever happens, happens. With that being said, let's do this. Danse de la Mer des Son. Let's go.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Okay, let me play a bit more. Just to see. Okay, so we start with a little bit of white noise. And then we bring it... We bring white noise, the sound of what seems to be a drill in the background. A drill or a saw. One of those two. Some sort of machinery, of industrial machinery in the background. The spinny type. The spinny type. And we are getting the piano with our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. In this case, this motif is an arpeggio. Arpeggios are when you... Let me spell it out, actually. Arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time. And what we're doing right now is we're doing an arpeggio in sequence. So, a sequence is a way of developing motifs in which, in this case, the arpeggio is this way. And a sequence is you repeat it, but then you play it from somewhere else. And what we're doing is we're playing it from here, then back to here, then back to here. And it is giving us this really cool zigzag motion in the overall meta type of the melody. Let's see where this goes. We now add more adornments to it, variation. Very lovely. I love the like saw and like drill sounds in the background. It's so like these are deliberate choices. It's not like Camellia was recording the piano and they were doing construction next door and decided to just keep it, right? Like these are samples that are purposely put into the track. And if there's one thing we've known about Camellia for the other tracks that we've done in the past, Camellia makes sure to really drill in the tracks into your head. So I'm gonna see that as a play on words over here. So let's see where it goes. We're having a synth now, bring us like this really fast. Yeah, the synth in the background, very, very faint, giving us very, very fast arpeggios, giving us a reduction, basically. So when it comes to these, we have the concept of reduction. Reduction is when you take a musical idea and you reduce it so that it's faster. And in this case, we are taking that motif and we're just playing it really, really fast, one after the other, and that's it. The opposite of reduction is elongation. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, let's see. We bring in the drums, we bring in a couple more. Okay, so we have now, we bring in the drums. We bring in a couple of other synths, giving us a little bit more texture. That's more non-functional texture. However, the motif is now being played in an elongated version. It is slower and it is repeating over and over and over and over. But it is kind of in a polyrhythm, kind of not. So a polyrhythm is rhythm against rhythm is usually when you put more than one rhythm at the same time, and you can hear it now. The epoch can when the wheel chooses it. Let's see where this goes. So you can hear it. Huh? We drop the initial beat. We drop for a build-up. Interesting choice. Okay, so we now bring the drums. We accelerate the drums a little bit more, and we are slowly going to start building on top of that. Let's see where it goes. Building tension. Building up to that dropping of the beat. Let's see how you're going to drop this. The motif is gone. This is purely dropping. Yep, it's purely tension. Okay, that was really good. Okay, so we take it. When you're making music, we bring back the concept of this whole thing. When you're making music, you're doing one of two things. You are building tension or you... Horrible. You are building tension or you're resolving that tension. That point in between we call cadence. So this whole section, we didn't even have the motif really there because, I mean, the overall, you could say that the build-up was like a super elongated version. Yeah, it was that. However, we engaged in what is also called rhythmic displacement. Camellia took that resolution, that moment of resolution, and wrong thing over here. That moment of resolution, and we pushed it ever so slightly with a drum fill. We added a little bit more drums to that, and then we dropped the beat into this whole thing, and oh my god. Really good, really good. Let's see where it goes. Okay, and on top of that, so now we have this new drum beat doing the thing, and now we're having a very interesting version of the motif. We are doing a zigzag version of the motif with a pedal note. So pedal note is a note that you hold, and what Camellia here is doing is kind of emulating what guitars do in metal, which is usually you will have some sort of note at the bottom, and it's going to be playing repeatedly. And then at the top, in between, you have notes that are going to be the actual motif. And in this case, these notes make the actual motif. However, we have these notes in the middle, which give us this really cool zigzagging motion, which is the same motion that we had at the beginning when we did that initial motif sequence. However, in the initial motif sequence, it was more of a meta zigzag that we were getting between these, and in this one is a direct zigzag of the whole thing, a drastic reduction of everything in that sense, while at the same time a reduction of the overall zigzag while elongating the actual motif by putting notes in between. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see where it goes. We repeat the section. And we do an inversion. I heard a little bit of piano there, so I'm gonna go about it a second. And we did an inversion. So the concept of inversion, this reminds me of OG trance. Same, yeah. Back when trance used to be just a music genre. So inversion. Inversion in music is you take some sort of motif, in this case the upward going spiral, and you flip it upside down. However, in this case, we were doing the whole zigzag thing, so we still had those notes in between giving us that quick zigzag. However, now we were doing it the other way around. Trans person here? It's funny. I am not saying that those were better or worse times. I'm just making an observation here. All right, let's see where this goes. And now we're doing back and forth. Now we're doing back and forth. We have sped it up and we have brought back the actual piano. We bring back the drum beat and oh my god. Oh. I love it. So we're doing this mix of partially doing a reduction of the motifs and also doing it like a solo. So we're taking the motif, we're having the motif, and we're using the motif, we're sequencing it, we're inverting it, and every once in a while we're engaging in rhythmic displacement, like waiting a little bit and then playing it, and we're just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, letting the drum beat do its thing while the piano is just going absolutely nuts. Let's see how this goes. Drums accelerate a little bit more. We're building that tension. 2. Oh. Okay, the drums have changed to a new beat. It's a more accelerated type of beat. What song is this? This is Dans la mer des Sun. So yes. And welcome, Eleanor, by the way. So now we're having this. We're bringing back that synth from the very beginning that was doing the reduction of the motif, and now we have brought a guitar high up, giving us a flying melody. Flying melody is a colloquial term that I use. Colloquial means there's no official academic definition for this, or at least there is no term, or at least I'm not using it for the sake of simplicity. And in this case, it's very evident. We have the drum beat, which is doing pretty busy things, the bass line, we have the middle section with the reduced motif, and high above we are having this synth that kind of sounds like a guitar, kind of sounds like a synth, slower, simpler than everything else, just flying above the landscape of everything else the music has to offer. It's a very beautiful, powerful thing to use, and I've noticed that a lot of electronic artists hide it a little bit more. I usually tend to have the flying melody be the forefront because I find it more dramatic. However, in electronic music, I understand that you want the drum beat to be the main thing. So, yeah, interesting contrast, I would say, between the philosophies. Let's see where this goes. Oh. Beautiful. And in a way, this melody high up is giving us Species Counterpoint. Been listening to Camellia for 5-6 years? Nice. Nice. So, Species Counterpoint. Counterpoint is the study of melodies, how they interact, how they develop, how they are between one another, all that kind of stuff. Usually when you pit more than one melody against each other to compare, see how they work together, and then there is the concept of species counterpoint, which is a sub-study of counterpoint, which is a how many notes per note. So for example, a species 1 counterpoint is, or a 1-to-1 counterpoint is for every note instrument 1 plays, instrument 2 will play 1 note. Species 2, which is 2-to-1, for every note instrument 1 plays, instrument 2 plays 2. Species 3, for every 1 is 3, 4, 5, and all that kind of stuff. Like species counterpoint is just for how many notes per note. And the flying melody is giving us that. And is giving us, and considering that Camellia makes electronic music, that the music itself sounds like it's on crack, speed, and cocaine at the same time. So it's really, really fast. It's very hyperactive, and having that flying melody is giving us something ridiculous. Like, oh my god, like 12-to-1 species. Thank you for the $17.
Let's scour.
I appreciate it. Remind me after to log it, to log everything. So yeah, we're getting something ridiculous like species 10, species 12 for how many notes are being played on the down low compared to the flying melody, which is very, very, it's just cool. it's just cool to see something like that, because the more contrast you have in the species counterpoint, the more dramatic you can make it. So the more notes Camellia is playing in the lower end, the more dramatic the flying melody becomes. So let's just see where this goes. Man. And off the ramp we go. By the way, off the ramp, another colloquial term that I use. And Rexonics, welcome today. How you doing? Another colloquial term. Going off the ramp is a transition that I like to call a transition. The type of transition that makes your listener feel suspended, up in the air, mercy of inertia, going off a ramp kind of thing, waiting to see where we land. How do you do that? Remove the drums. Maybe the bass as well. Precisely what has happened here. Let's see where this goes. Build up. And now, very straightforward drop. This one had no tricks, had no rhythmic displacement, nothing like that. Nothing like that so far. What do you think of Deep Woken? So far, the soundtrack has been really good. I haven't played it, though, because of course I haven't. So, yeah, we're having that. We are basically in the most straightforward dropping of beat in I guess, this kind of like trance music. Trans with CE, by the way. Not S, but CE. And this is as straightforward as it gets. This is like, this feels wrong to me because of how many tricks Camellia often pulls. Hearing something this straightforward feels wrong. It's good. It's good. I'm just waiting to see. It's like... I'm gonna make a reference that very few people are gonna make. So, if anybody here watched Drake and Josh, there's this one episode of Drake and Josh where Megan is so incredibly pissed at the both of them that she promises them that she's gonna have the most heinous, mischievous revenge ever. And the whole episode is them expecting for her to pull off some of her evil pranks, and it just doesn't happen. And the punishment was the expectation. I'm feeling something like that right now. Like, this is the first time you haven't pulled some sort of insane trick. You just did a build-up. You did the drop. And and that's it. I mean, you just did it. It's a good build-up. It's a good drop. It's a fun beat. What do you have under your sleeve? So... Let's just see where, like, it's not, no, we're not being edged or anything like that. It's just, it's simply that I've expected so much more insanity from Camellia that hearing something this straightforward is insane. So there you go. Oh, there was an ad break on Twitch. Oh, shit. Okay. I can't control those two. I can only control them to an extent, but yeah, that's life. Let's see where this goes. Oh, we bring back the initial texture synths that we had at the start. So we don't even follow the dropping of the beat philosophy. It's just a super straightforward drop of the beat. Yeah, let's just see where it goes. Repetition, we're doing the build-up again. Where are you gonna take this? That was the trick. That was the trick. That was your trick all along. That was your plan. That was a false drop. That was a false drop. You dropped the beat into a recapitulation of a previous beat you already used, and you used that dropping of the beat to build up another beat into a proper drop of the beat. Because usually when it comes to dropping of the beat, when you're making music, you want to keep a very careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much repetition, too much of the same thing, you risk boring the listener tunes out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener tunes out. And in this case, when it comes to electronic music, electronic music has a very specific exception to it, and that is dropping the beat. Dropping the beat becomes a very, very free form thing. Dropping the beat gives you permission to just, whatever is cool, go for it. And that's it. And oh my god. Yeah, and we used the previous drop, which was a straightforward, let's just go back to a straightforward beat to build up to another dropping of the beat. This is, yeah, there you go. There you go. That was the ace. We used an entire section as rhythmic displacement for another dropping of the beat. Clever. Let's see where it goes. Torts, none of them have filters. No. Croissant Crunch, I think of the follow. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Oh my god, our loser is back on Kick. Look at that. Oh my god, you're here to show us another... We're experiencing another set of patheticness. Come up with something good, man. Come up with... Aim for the throat and don't miss. How many times do I have to tell you that? Put some effort into it. I know you don't... I know you're not used to it. Put some effort into it, alright? Alright, let's continue. Oh, off the ramp we go again? We bring back... Okay, so we bring back that slightly elongated version of the motif with the kind of like string-esque piano thing, and we are bringing back the drill sounds. But instead of using the piano, we're having the second version of the motif off the ramp, and we're putting some chimes at the top for some extra spice. This is insane. New version of the melody? Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful melody. Which is still a variation of the motif. It's just a bit more... There we go. Variations of the motif, basically. I can hear that piano. Build up again. Pure texture. Right now, everything is pretty much texture. Yes, we're more or less still in the same key. We're keeping everything, but most of this is basically... Most of the sounds right now are basically texture, building tension for the next bit. So, let's see where this goes. We brought this beat back, and... False drop again! And there we go! Okay, so it sounds like we're doing some side chaining. Side chaining is when the kick drum, the bass drum, sounds by itself. And, Megumi, you have free reign over kick. Go mock however you want. So, Beat Saber beat kind of thing, yeah. So we're having a very cool... culmination. This is absolutely the climax, or at least we're starting the climax of the piece. We're in the last 2 minutes of it, which for 6:40, that's a good place to put the climax on. And we are having just fun. We're revisiting a bunch of the material and stacking it up together in kind of like a vertical space and just going as much as we want. Let's see where this goes. Okay, we bring this again, build up of the ramp, and... Oh. Okay, so we have a reduced version of the new motifs that we had in the last bit over here, and absolutely just taking advantage of that, using a little bit of rhythmic displacement, displacement here and there. It's just fun. Let's see where this goes. Argus, welcome to the day. How you doing? Rhythmic displacement, having these little moments of, oh my god. Building up, and okay, so now we're having the second rhythm that we had, the second beat that we had, and we are doing one of the other variations, the variation that would go up and down, the inverted and not inverted, but we're doing it in a new synth and a new sound. So, man, this is just a lot. It's a lot, but it's not overwhelming, especially with all the build-up we've had. Let's see how it goes. Alright, and off the ramp, and we bring the piano, variation of the piano with bringing those, it actually, the saw is actually cutting this time. The entire time we've had these audio samples of the saws or the drill turning on but never actually drilling or anything, and now they are. It makes sense. It's just, yeah. Let's see where this goes. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the piano doing its thing. Like versions of the motif. We're slowing it down. Yeah, I swear, like, I think this is what people think dubstep sounds like. No, oh my god. Okay, so we are absolutely just in outro territory over here. And we are basically just slowing everything down, echoing things, and just using construction sounds. We slow it down. One last playing of the chord. And there you go. We turn up the volume. We only cut twice. And then we end it. And there you go. Oh my god. These are such a trip. There you go. That was Dans la Mer des Sons by Camellia, featured in Osu, featured in Tria.os, I think that one's a Roblox game, featured in Geometry Dash, and probably every rhythm game because it's Camellia. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what has happened here musically. So if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member, one of them paid subscriptions. Support this channel as much as you want, but not at your own expense. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song, if you can start requesting songs, by the way. If you're on the live stream, you can start requesting. If you're not on the live stream, go to the Discord server, link down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned messages. And if you want to catch the streams when they go live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European time. If you don't live in Europe, don't worry. Full stream schedule showing in your local time zone, up to date, is both on the Discord and the Twitch. They are both linked down below, and they just show the stream schedule in your local time zone with whatever changes we might have. And follow the gaming channel. We have a gaming channel because I'm on YouTube. Of course I have a gaming channel. And that's where I put the recordings of the VODs of the gaming after shows if they happen. Games are Basterd. Link down below, or just search for it on YouTube. It's the same username as James R. Basterd. Just up the J for a G, and you got it. And there you go. There you go. That was Dans la Mer des Sons. Really good stuff, man. That was mischievous as usual, but that's just Camellia, right? Really, really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on.